out on the Basketball Hall of Fame. I guess I figure I'll talk about it a little bit now. It completely slipped my mind. But, you had all the talk with Paul Pierce and all this other stuff. Forgot to mention that the guy was getting elected into the Hall of Fame today. But nevertheless, man, let's go over the list. Rick Adelman, okay, ninth-winningest coach in NBA history, two-time NBA champion, 11-time NBA All-Star. Chris Bosh, NBA Finals MVP, NBA champion, and 10-time NBA All-Star. Paul Pierce, first black NBA head coach. Bill Russell gets elected in there for the second time. Wow, he's a two-time Hall of Famer. Four-time Defensive Player of the Year and NBA champion Ben Wallace. Five-time NBA All-Star and NBA Rookie of the Year, Chris Webber. Two-time NCAA national champion, Jay Wright, coach. Seven-time WNBA All-Star, two-time WNBA gold medalist. Okay, Yolanda Griffith, and WNBA All-Star, seven-time, three-time WNBA MVP, Lauren Jackson. Those are the people. And, of course, toni Kukoc from the Chicago Bulls. I think he got in three-time NBA champion. So I'm going to go over the list of the people that went into this Hall of Fame today. Okay, the duds, I'm going to start off the bat, is toni Kukoc. Okay, I don't know why toni Kukoc is really in the Hall of Fame. I don't really see no reason why he should have been a Hall of Famer, to be honest with you. But I think he's in there basically from the contributions that he did overseas. I don't think he's in there basically for his NBA work. He was a solid NBA player, but he wasn't a Hall of Famer. But nevertheless, he's in there, three-time NBA champion. He was a great role player for the Chicago Bulls, but a role player nevertheless. The big guys that stood out for me was Chris Bosh, and what's his face? Paul Pierce. Damn, what's wrong with me today? Paul Pierce and Chris Bosh was the guys that stood out. I thought Paul Pierce had been in the Hall of Fame already, but congratulations to him from going into the Hall of Fame. Ben Wallace, a great defensive player. He was an All-Star. He also was a numerous time Defensive Player of the Year. So to have him in the Hall of Fame is pretty good. So the highlights was Chris Bosh, a guy that won with the big three, Miami Heat. Not too impressed with that, but the fact that he is 11-time All-Star, which is pretty cool. He's in the Hall of Fame now. Too bad his career got cut short. But if he's in the Hall of Fame, that begs to differ. That means Kevin Love going to be in there. Kevin Love going to be a Hall of Famer. If Ben Wallace is a Hall of Famer, if Draymond Green is going to be a future Hall of Famer, there's no reason to think that Kevin Love will not be a Hall of Famer. Now it gets to a point, who should be in the Hall of Fame? What's the criteria and why should certain people be in the Hall of Fame? Because it looks like it's just a matter of time before everybody gets in there. So role players or superstars, I think there has to be a little levels to this, because we can't just put anybody into the Hall of Fame, man. There got to be some levels to this. Some people have to be like guys that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, nevertheless, that they're in there. Now, all the WNBA selections, I don't know about. I don't watch the WNBA, so I'm going to let them have that, Salute, G Money, salute. I'm going to let them have that. All the WNBA people, I'm going to let them have it. I don't watch the WNBA. I can't really give my assessment on the WNBA. Ben Wallace, though, Paul Pierce, and Chris Bosh, well-deserved Hall of Famers. I'm paying Chris Bosh in there mainly because he's 11-time All-Star. Those championships, I know he won them. I guess I gotta give him I don't know what you call it, somewhat credit for it, but it did came at the hands of that whole super team debacle. But nevertheless, he's in there, so I gotta give it, I gotta give it up to him. He did win it, whatever, but it is what it is, Now, hold on for a sec. Okay, hold on for a sec. All right, got to get some of my stuff fixed up. Okay, but start off with Ben Wallace, man. Ben Wallace was a defensive beast. He's a guy that people look at and say he would have been a Martin Day, Bill Russell. A lot of people look at him and says, "Hey, that's Bill Russell right there," But nevertheless, man, he's a great defensive player. He was an All-Star a couple of times. He had the afro, man. Ben Wallace was like a good staple for the NBA for a while, man. A lot of people liked it how he rocked. You had the bobbleheads with the big afros, So he had a little zone going on, He had a little famous zone going on. He was nice with it, Out of all the people in the Hall of Fame, the only ones that I don't think deserve to be in there really is Toni Kukoc. The WNBA woman, I don't know too much about. I'm not rocking with Toni Kukoc being in the Hall of Fame. I understand role players got to get in there sometimes. Draymond Green was a role player for most of his career. He was only a 2-time All-Star, and he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. Draymond Green is going to be a future Hall of Famer. A lot of people are going to look at that and be like, hey, man, he ain't no Hall of Famer, but nevertheless, he's going to be in here. So it gets to a point like, what are we doing when we make these selections for Hall of Famers? I think if everybody's going to get into the Hall of Fame, then it's going to lose some of its luster. It's going to use some of its previous, aura around it. You laugh. You're mocking me over there. But you get what I mean. Like, getting in the Hall of Fame is supposed to be something precious. It's supposed to be something iconic. It's supposed to be something legendary. We can't just pit everybody in things, man. There has to be some criteria and rules. We can't just keep naming people and pitting them involved in stuff, If we keep giving everybody Hall of Fame awards or MVP awards, it's going to lose its importance, if you get what I'm trying to say. The MVP is going in that same direction, because every single week there's a new player that's supposed to be the MVP, So at what point does it stop? At what point do we look at it and be like, hey, there got to be certain levels to this, man. We got to have some appreciation on some of these individual awards. But nevertheless, Ben Wallace, Chris Bosh, and Paul Pierce, congratulations to being in the Hall of Famer. Chris Bosh being in the Hall of Fame, some may question that too. Some may say, hey, I don't think Chris Bosh should have been a Hall of Famer. Some definitely going to question, should Ben Wallace was a Hall of Famer, So I guess it's to each his own, but you're going to run out of selections at some point. Oh, and how did I forget Chris Webber? Chris Webber is a Hall of Famer, okay? He's been a guy that a lot of people were saying isn't a Hall of Famer for years. Some people say he was a Hall of Famer, but a lot of people say he wasn't. So Chris Webber is now a Hall of Famer. And it took him a long time to get in. So it's like eventually everybody's going to get into the Hall of Fame. So what are we going with? T-Mac is a Hall of Famer. Tracy Mcgrady is a Hall of Famer. And you could argue that his career got cut short from injuries. Should he have been a Hall of Famer? Some of these people in the Hall of Fame is questionable. No matter how we look at it, this is questionable thing. Do you really deserve to be a Hall of Famer? It's the question that we should be asking. And I don't know. Got my food cooking over there. Got some wings going down, wings and fries. This is a wings and fries weekend day for me. But if anybody wants to join in and talk. Oh yeah, no question. Not gonna be here too long, so that's why I want people to get in here before my time runs out, because I got some other stuff I'm gonna do for the day. No doubt. What time did we came in up in here anyway? Oh, now my volume's back.
What's up?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Hey, man, chilling, brother. Salute to you, man. How you doing today, man?
Great.
Word. So, did you happen to check out the Hall of Fame?
Not too much, but I saw some. I saw Paul Pierce, C. Webb, Ben Wallace, and Ray Allen. That seems about right. Yeah, they should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ray Allen and Paul Pierce squashed their beef. Remember, you was talking about that a couple weeks ago.
Thank God.
They should put an end to that never-ending beef.
And they did.
Yeah.
I mean, KG needs to get over it, but Ray Allen and the Truth have gone over it. So thank God everything's going fine with them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no question. So we got Chris Webber, Chris Bosh, and Paul Pierce are now Hall of Famers. What's your breakdown and assessment of those three players?
Oh, they deserve to be there.
I know Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace, yeah. Here's why I think Chris Webber is a Hall of Famer. I understand he didn't achieve great in the playoffs. I understand he had some playoff failures, but he is one of the best power forwards of all time. He can shoot. He can good rebound. He was athletic. It's just that you got to look some of the teams he lost to. He lost to the Bulls or lost to, the Lakers. And don't forget, in 2003, he tore his ACL against the Mavs and they ended up losing that. If he was healthy, the Kings, you can argue, may have came out the West. In fact, you can argue they may have won a title. You can argue that. And he also lost to the Timberwolves. He had a great career. It's just that some of the teams he lost to kind of screwed him up a little bit, but he is a Hall of Famer. Paul Pierce, by far, he's one of the clutchest players of all time. The Truth,
10-time All-Star.
10-time All-Star. The Truth hurt other teams. The Truth was deadly, man. Yeah.
That means he was an All-Star for a decade, because it's a yearly thing. So he was a 10-time All-Star. So a decade of being an All-Star.
He was an All-Star player, man. He was a superstar at that time. He was a superstar. And like I said, he was like a top 5 clutch player in the NBA in his time. So, and then who else did you say?
Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh. Oh, he's a Hall of Famer. Great mid-range shooter, good defender, athletic in his time. Chris Bosh was a top 5 Toronto Raptor of all time, top 5. And also, Chris
one
Bosh,
of the best power forwards in the game.
Exactly. And he was a big part into why the Big Three Miami Heat won back-to-back titles. People forget about this. In Game 6 versus the Heat, versus the Spurs, I'm sorry. I understand the Ray Allen shot, but people forget that Chris Bosh had the offensive rebound that led to the Ray Allen shot. And also in overtime, had the big block on Danny Green when the Heat were up by 3 to seal it in overtime. And also had an and 1 in overtime. So Chris Bosh was big time in the playoffs for the Heat, though. And, if he didn't had the blood clot, he would have had a longer career. So
he'd been an All-Star for more seasons.
Right.
Oh yeah. Right. And what was the other guy we covered? We did Ben Wallace?
Yeah, Ben Wallace, great defender. He good athletic player, energy player. He was a huge piece into why the Pistons won it all in 2004. He did his best on Shaq. I know Shaq had his numbers, but if you watch the games, he made it hard on Shaq a little bit. Ben Wallace did a lot of great things. Great defensively, good shot blocker. He was big time, man. He was a big time playoff performer at times. Ben Wallace is a Hall of Fame by far.
Oh yeah, no question, man. And Rick Adelman for coaches. Bill Russell gets in there for a second time. As the first black coach. So he got in there as a player, and now he get in there as a coach. So he's a 2-time Hall of Famer.
right,
crazy, bro. So yeah, man. And let's see who else. Oh, out of the whole thing, I'm sorry, I don't think Toni Kukoc is a Hall of Famer, man.
Toni. Toni
Don't get me
Kukoc.
wrong. He was a better European player than he was in the pros. I think he got in there basically because of his work overseas. Because this is your whole body of work when you go into the Hall of Fame, right?
I agree. I mean, Toni Kukoc was a good player, but he was not a Hall of Famer. Like, I don't see how he's a Hall of Famer. Like, he was a good player, but I don't know about Hall of Fame. His highest he ever averaged was what? 19 points per game in 99, with the Bulls. And the Bulls did not even make the playoffs that year. He was just a role player for the most part.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But I mean, I understand some role players got to get in there, cool. But I don't know, man. It got to be like a criteria. Like, what's your criteria for a player getting into the Hall of Fame? Because at this rate, G Money, everybody gonna be a Hall of Famer, and it's gonna lose. It's gonna lose its appeal. If anybody could get into the Hall of Fame, it's not valuable no more.
Right. To me, you have to make some All-Star teams, be a big contributor into your teams, and be consistent. That's how you can be a Hall of Famer to me. Do you need to win an MVP or a championship to be a Hall of Famer? No, but you need to be. To me, you gotta make multiple All-Star teams. And you gotta be consistent. I like Kukoc. Kukoc was a good player. He's a good player, but he was not an All-Star. Let's be honest. How is he a Hall of Famer? He's not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I know some like I think we all could agree that we know what's going to happen. Draymond Green is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I like Draymond, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer when I use eye test. He's a good player. I know you called him a scrub, which I disagree with that. But
I mean, I was doing that because he averaged in a triple single, and he went from an All-Star to doing that. So it's the pressure of having a guy being a former All-Star. You suspect a little more from him.
True.
So if he was just a role player, never was an All-Star, I would have never been calling him a scrub. It's the fact that he went from an All-Star, a so-called All-Star, to averaging a triple single. Like, what's going on here? Everybody was gone. You had your chance to prove you're this, you're that. I mean, this is the same guy that had a 30-point triple-double in damn near
Game 7.
In Game 7?
15, 9. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was potential there. Like you were able to score at some point in your career, and all of a sudden, what happened?
I mean, I look at both sides with Draymond. He was never really a scorer. He was just a defender.
Yeah.
A good passer. He was never really a scorer, but he used to be a good 3-point shooter. He shot 39%.
Yeah, but G-Money, he was better than this.
Yeah, but now look, Draymond's a good player, but now it's like, I don't know, man. He's mediocre. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't.
Yeah, me neither. And I know he's going to get put in there.
Right. Do the narrative. I mean, no disrespect to Draymond. Draymond's a decent player, but he's going to get there because on the team he's on. Like, come on. Like, when you use eye test, is Draymond Green really a Hall of Famer when you use eye test?
Oh, yeah.
He's not. Draymond's not a Hall of Famer. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I'm saying it's going to start to lose its appeal of everybody just getting in there. I mean, what next? Is Steve Kerr going to be
that'd be crazy.
What are we doing here? It's like we just putting anybody in there? Are you running
Do you think Robert Horry or Derek Fisher are Hall of Famers? What do you think? Robert Horry and Derek Fisher. Do you think they were Hall of Famers?
I mean, they were solid role players. Hall of Famers, man. I don't know. See that's the thing, man. We got to go by a certain criteria. If I had to pick one of them, I would probably go with Robert Horry more because I remember more classic moments from him. I know Derek Fisher hit that game-winning shot against the San Antonio Spurs. I know Derek Fisher got busy, but for the most part, Derek Fisher was just a role player. But Robert
Horry too. Both of them.
Robert Horry was a role player too, but he had more all-star capabilities, than Derek Fisher. And he had more big shots. Robert Horry was Mr. Clutch.
True. To me, I don't think they're Hall of Famers, but they were big in certain moments. I don't think they were Hall of Famers because you have to make an All-Star. To me, unless you're Drazen Petrovic, you have to make an All-Star team. Yeah. That is me. So,
Drazen Petrovic was a man, son. He too bad his career got cut short.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. Rest in
Yeah.
peace. He was a good shooter, though. Yeah,
He was one of those few guys that was going at Mike. He was getting in Michael Jordan's face. A lot of people don't realize that. He wanted all that smoke. Great shooter too.
Right. I want to ask you, who do you think is going to be a Hall of Famer in the 2020s decade? Like right now, what players do you think will make the Hall of Fame as of right now?
Oh, there's a long list of them. Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James.
Oh yeah.
Okay, maybe I should skip past the obvious ones. So let's just see ones that's probably a be questionable on my part.
Zion, John Morant, Luka.
Oh man, it's a little too early for them guys. They're babies, man. They just got started.
I know, but I think in the future they'll make their teams better, and I think they will be in the Hall of Fame at some point.
Okay, I mean, if they stay healthy and they continue on the right track, then yeah. Let's see. Klay Thompson, they'll be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he is. He's more of a second ballot. I think he's more of a second ballot. Klay is a Hall of Famer, but I don't think he's a first ballot. He's more.
No, me neither.
He's a second ballot, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Would you put? Here's a good one. Would you put Andre Iguodala in the Hall of Fame?
Nah, I love Biggie.
I won't neither.
Nah,
see, we're thinking alike. So I can't pick a guy that hasn't been consistent enough. That's why I don't want Robert Horry or Derek Fisher in there. But I know they're gonna probably get in there at some point.
Right. I mean, Iggy was, don't get me wrong, Iggy had a good career, but is he really? No, he's not a Hall of Famer. Yes, he won a Finals MVP, but when I look at Iggy, he was more of a defensive player. That was it. He was not a scorer like that, though.
Oh, yeah. Let's see who else that could be questionable. Luka's gonna be in there.
Oh, he'll be there. Yeah,
he's gonna be in there.
Trey Young, Trey will get there in my opinion. If he keeps this up.
Oh, G Money, you got me on that one. I don't know. I don't know. What? I mean, the jury's still out for him. I don't know if he flames out and just disappears, and all we just saw was, prospects of him being good. Like he's gonna be good in the future. Then he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer. But if he continues this route, he's a Hall of Famer, yes. But my thing with him is I don't know. I don't know if he's going to continue that up. He's not like a lock for me. You ever had like a certain player that you look at, you be like, okay, this guy's a lock to be like a multiple-time All-Star for me. I think if he doesn't get hurt, he's going to be like a multiple-time All-Star. Like I see that in Zion, like I see greatness in Zion. Like he's going to be an elite player for years to come, right? Assuming no injuries. But I don't know. I just don't see that. I don't get that feeling with Trey Young for me. I think you do though, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think Trey's a superstar. Trey's not a superstar yet, but I do think Trey will make it because he's a good passer. He can shoot. My only problem with Trey Young is he's not efficient, but I think Trey will be a Hall of Famer in the future, though. That's what I believe. I think he'll get like a ring or two with Atlanta, but that's it, though. But I do think, and don't be surprised if he wins an MVP. Don't be surprised. He might win an MVP someday. Don't be surprised.
But if he win an MVP and he's a countless All-Star, I mean, he's already a Hall of Famer for me.
Right, but right. I think he will be in the Hall of Fame in the future. I don't know about now, but in the future he will be in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, I got a couple for you. How about? Damn, I forgot this dude's name. Oh my god, it just left me. What is these young players' name? Damn, it just slipped. It just slipped my mind. Wow,
for what team?
Hold on, let me just see if I could remember. Oh, okay. Jason Tatum.
I think he'll make the Hall of Fame in the future. I think he will. Okay.
I'm gonna do a couple names after you if you just tell me if you think. Let's see. Derrick Rose.
If he was fully healthy, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. He was a Hall of Famer when he was healthy. I think he'll make it. I think when healthy, he's a Hall of Famer. When he's healthy. But now it's tough. I might put him slightly in the Hall of Fame. Because, come on, an MVP who arguably, when healthy, was the best point guard in the NBA with the Bulls at the time, arguably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll make the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Damn. Let's see. Who else? And why does these players keep slipping my mind when I'm starting to think about them?
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker. I don't know. I don't think he. I think he probably getting there sooner or later, like as years go by.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really look at him as a Hall of Famer. You know. What about Rajon Rondo?
Hall of Famer.
Okay.
So what's good? What's good?
What's good, man?
Tomorrow the big day.
Oh yeah, no question, man. Football, baby. We back. Man. Eagles, man. No, man, don't be laughing at my Eagles, man. We gonna get some wins. You know, but yo, we sitting here talking about Hall of Famers or what guys we think. What about Dwight Howard?
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he should be the Hall of Famer. Yeah, he should
Hall
be
of Famer.
Hall of Famer. Yep. You know, just based off his early body of work. This man was one of the best centers in the league at one point.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. Ben Simmons.
Hell no. Not a Hall of Famer.
Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
Yeah, we're not gonna have this. We're not gonna have this argument. He's not a Hall of Famer. No way.
Okay. Dame Dollar.
Yes, he's a Hall of Famer. I gotta put him there. He's a Hall of Famer.
Okay, cool. You know, I'm a lot of people probably thought you'd be saying no on that.
No, he's a Hall of Famer. He's had a good enough career. Okay. I understand he flames out in the playoffs sometimes, but he's had a good enough career. In fact, I think Damian Lillard's a top 3 Portland Trailblazer of all time. Top 3 Blazer of all time.
No, all right. You know, Donovan Mitchell.
Maybe. I think probably a Hall of Famer. Probably.
I think the jury's still out on that one. You know, yeah. What about Rudy Gobert?
Hell no.
Numerous times defensive player of the year.
Nah. Listen, he's a good defender, but that's it, though.
Hell to the no.
He flames out. He's a good player, but he flames out too much in the playoffs, though.
Word. Yeah. I tell you got me laughing. Yeah, man. But yeah, I don't think so neither. What about the Joker?
Yes, he's a Hall of Famer. Yes.
If the Joker's career was to end right now, God forbid, if his NBA career was to come to a stop, will he be a Hall of Fame?
Probably. I know he didn't make the finals, but still, MVP. I mean, multiple-time All-Star, led your team to the conference final. He's a Hall of Famer.
Okay. Now, I think it's probably easiest to say this. First ballot Hall of Famers, guys that probably define the generation. So I would say that's Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I think those are the 3 top first ballot Hall of Famers. I think everybody else would be, you know. Well, where's Carmelo Anthony? Second ballot?
Between first, I might put him slightly at first or second ballot. Maybe at around the first ballot. I think he had a good enough career. It's just that what killed Melo was like dedication and stuff, and also what killed Melo is lack of defense. But Melo is a Hall of Famer. Let's be honest, he is a Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, Paul George.
I think he'll make it though. He is a Hall of Famer. He'll make it.
Oh, Tay, you said no?
No, I said I'll say he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, here's a good question. He plays on the Lakers. Is Anthony Davis a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Hell to the yes.
Yep. Yes, he is.
Okay. Oh yeah, look like he getting his flowers, man. You know, I'm surprised you guys would say that. A lot of people like putting them on the back burner sometimes. You know, but it's good to see that people actually appreciate him. So yeah, man. Joe Embiid.
I think he can make it. I think he'll make it. Yeah, I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Mark Gasol.
Probably. I think between second and third ballot around that. Yeah.
He's one of those guys that probably would get in there years later, like kind of like how this year's is. Like when you run out of superstars to put in there. You know. So yeah, man. How about coaches? What coach defines this era as the best coach of this generation?
You have to go far in the playoffs at least. You can't flame out consistently in the playoffs.
Like if I say first ballot Hall of Fame coach, what's the name that come to mind to you for
Greg
this generation?
Greg Popovich by far.
Okay, that's easy. Wow, everybody that shows you that's a true Hall of Famer thing because that's the first name that came to your mind. All right, salute to Greg Pop. You know, is Kawhi your first ballot?
Oh, Kawhi Leonard by far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. Yeah, Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah. Oh, what got toasted? Oh, did it get burnt? Oh man, I left my food in the oven. I left my food in the oven too long, man. You know, but okay. We did coach. We did some superstars. What about a role player? If I say a first ballot role player that should be in the Hall of Fame, who would that be?
Hall of Fame role player.
From this generation.
Wow.
If there is any.
No, this generation, not now. Not back
Jordan
then. He's coming now.
Who?
Jordan Clarkson. No. I like Jordan Clarkson. He's not a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry.
Lou Williams?
Lou maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Because ain't Lou Williams like considered the best sixth man of this generation, so to speak? Or one of the best sixth man of this generation?
He's one.
Yeah.
So
maybe Ginobili. What would Ginobili back? Oh yeah, that's back then. Excuse me.
Oh yeah. But Ginobili's not a Hall of Famer yet.
Did he even make? I don't think he's in. He should go.
You know, he's like
he should be Hall of Famer. Yeah.
He's
and Tony Parker's a Hall of Famer too by far. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Giannis, first ballot.
First, yeah, I think he's first ballot. Yeah, after this playoff, yeah,
Giannis got to be first ballot. Just his resume is too sick.
Exactly.
I mean, multiple-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, multiple-time All-Star, NBA champ. I mean, his resume is getting stacked,
and it will get stacked even more when his career is over. Watch, it'll get stacked.
That's why I think because he got a good 8 to 10 more years to add to that resume.
I got a good one.
Who?
What about Carlton Towns?
I don't know. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer yet. I don't say no.
No.
Not yet. No.
I need to see a little more. I need to see a little more from Karl-Anthony Towns.
How about Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, I think he'll make it. I think he'll make it.
I think he'd be a late entry. I agree with you, 2G Money, but I think it's a late entry.
Around that, yeah, I think he'll make it. He has a good enough career. I mean, we're talking about the same Jimmy Butler that carried the 5th seeded Miami Heat team to the NBA Finals and won 2 games on LeBron and AD. They almost won a championship.
Here's a good one, Chris Paul.
Oh, first ballot by far.
Yep, Hall of Fame.
And speaking of CP3, I mean, Chris Paul is one of my favorite players. That's why I was rooting for the Suns to win. Since the Knicks, I was rooting for the Suns to win. Chris Paul's the first ballot, and here's the thing: if he can get one championship with the Suns, he will be a top 5 point guard of all time. If he can get one title with the Suns,
yeah, he could. He could though.
I mean, who's to say he's not one now? I mean, but would you still put him on that list even though he don't have a chip?
I say
you do the same thing for Karl Malone.
That is a good point, though. I understand that is a good point. I'm saying that. I mean that's a good point, man. I say Chris Paul's like number 6 on my list, but he's fighting for number 5. If he would have won, I'm just saying, if he would have beat the Bucks in the finals, he would definitely
been icing on the cake.
That
definitely been. I agree with you 100. That would have been icing on the cake.
Oh yeah, but hey, he has an opportunity to solidify his. I mean, he's already a Hall of Famer now, but he can solidify it even more if he can pull off a title this season with the Suns.
James Harden.
Hall of Famer.
Yes, Hall of Fame.
First ballot.
I mean, like first ballot.
First and second ballot around that. Yeah, I think it's a good MVP. He said, I understand James Harden's flamed out in the playoffs, but he's had a good enough career. He's an MVP, multiple-time All-Star, scoring champion. He led the Rockets to the conference final multiple times. He is a Hall of Famer, and he might get a ring this year Who knows? He might get a ring this year to cap it off.
Kyrie,
Hall of Famer.
Yes. Hall of Fame.
first ballot though.
Between first or second around that.
Yeah, second round.
Man, we said a lot of guys that should be
First or
first
second
ballot.
around that.
That shows a lot, man. That's giving a lot of homage to some of the guys that's playing today. Then, because we got now, how many guys can you name off the bat that you would think is first ballot?
I talk about right now.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Giannis, Jokic, maybe.
Embiid, I think.
Kawhi Leonard, Embiid, maybe. Chris
well,
Paul.
What about Kyle
I
Lowry?
don't think Jokic first ballot though.
I'm fine. Second ballot.
Yeah,
Kyle Lowry, I don't know if he's the first ballot Hall of Famer, but he is a Hall of Famer. Kyle Lowry is a Hall of Famer. He's had a good enough career.
What about DeMar DeRozan?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hall of
Maybe.
Famer.
I
Maybe.
put like a second ballot Hall of Fame.
Second ballot. He's had a good enough career though. He just needs to stop.
Yeah.
He's a good player. He just needs to just stop flaming out in the playoffs. He needs to do better.
Zach
in the
says
playoffs.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin. You could make
Yeah, he
a
could probably
case.
be Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a funny one: Lonzo Ball.
Hell no.
No. Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
All right, fellas, man. I just wanted to chop it up with y'all, talk about this Hall of Fame real quick. Yeah, man. I'm about to be out of here. I gotta fix what's going on with my stove. I think I burnt my food, man. You know? So, but yeah, man. Salute to y'all, man. I'm gonna catch up. We're gonna be back here tomorrow a little longer time to talk some more serious sports topics. I mean, this was serious, but still, I just wanted to pay homage to the guys that made the Hall of Fame today. Just show my respects, you know. And you know, it is what it is, man. But G Money, salute. Have a good time over there in New York, man.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man.
Thank you. See you later, man.
All right, peace.
Peace.